I'm still trying to put it into words because I just got back and just got off the plane. And yeah, last night we got to have the premiere and Green Day played a surprise show. I was there singing Longview with Jenna Fisher next to me, and then John Stamos came up and hugged my mom afterwards. What is going on in life, guys? I'm from a tiny town from nowhere. So to be able to live this dream, not only as an actor, but as somebody who grew up, listening to punk bands and pop punk bands and the emo culture, this music saved my life. So it's so nice to be able to write a love letter to this band and this DIY music scene that saved me and saved so many people like yourself, I'm sure. This movie feels like a dream, not just for me, but for so many people involved. I'm happy that you guys are getting to experience it because we made it for everyone, but especially, at least for me, Fred was for the weirdos. I saw them live for the concert stuff that's in the movie, and that was my first time seeing them live, and it was incredible. But they played, of course, all the big hits, like American Idiot, Know Your Enemy, and a lot of some of the songs that were in the movie. And then in the surprise show, like the after party, oh my God, they went all deep cuts. I got to see Geek Stink Breath. Are you kidding me? And Burnout. Oh my God. So 2000 light years away. Are you kidding me? And so it was so nice to be able to see them, and it was just the three dudes, just Trey, Mike, and Billy Joe up there. It was surreal. So I'm so thankful I got to see them both in a full arena with thousands of people, and then also in a tiny, tiny club where there was maybe less than 100 people there. It was amazing. South America, you guys are the best. There are no fans like them. And then what you guys in Italy have going on as well. This movie took me out of the country for the first time when I went to TIFF when we premiered up in Canada. But I still have so much traveling to do. So whenever I make it over there to Italy and whenever I make it over there to South America, please, I want to start the mosh pits with you. So let's go to shows. Let's have a great time. Thank you guys. I hope everybody starts a mosh pit at the movie theater. Yes. Such an amazing question, Sylvia. I absolutely love talking about, how I got the role of Fred and then bringing it to life because I was not supposed to be Fred. I originally auditioned for Chadsky, the drummer character with the glasses, because I grew up playing drums. And in the middle of the audition process, the director and the writer, Lee Kirk, he was just like, I feel like you might be a little punk bastard. Read for this character, Fred. And the rest was history. I'm so thankful because I remember reading the script and I was like, oh, whoever gets the role of Fred is the luckiest actor that's ever lived because of the things Fred gets to do in the script, from playing music, saying a bunch of dick jokes, taking mushrooms, and then that amazing scene at the end with Green Day. It's it was such a dream come true, and I can't believe that they ended up trusting me with it. And it's just nice, and it was reaffirming, not to try to control too much because what's meant for you will come to you. You got to be ready and be prepared. That doesn't mean just be lazy and wait around. You still have to be prepared. But sometimes you can't control things, and what's supposed to happen for you will happen and let the universe work its magic. And so I'm so thankful. And then when it came to after I booked the role of Fred, of course, I had I'm still not over it. I'm still jumping up and down. I'm still besides myself that they trusted me with it. And then bringing it to life. I'm so lucky that I grew up playing in, pop punk garage bands and in DIY music scenes because yes, they wrapped it as a Green Day comedy, but I saw these characters in Fred as real people. I didn't just see them as caricatures that were just, oh, saying corny jokes or doing crazy things, even though there's a bunch of, very funny, crazy, out there things that happen. And the more out there things that happen, like Sleepy, are things that happen to Green Day, which is even funnier. The things that you maybe think are like, there's no way that one was real, are the ones that are the most real. And the most made up things are probably just the most basic things. It's insane. But to ground it back to that question of bringing Fred to life, growing up in this world that had saved me and being in bands. And when you're young, sometimes you can't afford anything, but when you can start a band with your friends, that's your first real thing that you have. it's you versus the world. And it was so important for me to capture that because it's a world that saved me. And so, yeah, it was fun to say all the dick jokes and all those things as well. But it was also so very, very important and such an amazing honor to write this love letter to this world and this culture that has saved me and so many other people. Yeah, the learning the instruments for the movie part. I grew up playing drums, so that's why I had originally auditioned for Chad. But then I remember in the audition, Lee was like, "Hey, do you play guitar or bass or anything?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I play music." That's what I said. I was like, "I play music." I wasn't gonna talk myself out of a situation. And then as soon as I booked the role, I went and bought a bass ASAP, and it was cool. The Green Day that I walked into in Oklahoma, or not the Green Day. The Guitar Center, I'm so excited about this story. The Guitar Center that I walked into to buy my bass when I figured out I booked Fred, there's a big poster of Green Day like in the window looking at you as you enter the store, and it just felt so, meant to be, serendipitous, if you will. And yeah, as soon as I got a bass and got a guitar, I could not put it down. Like I could not put it down at all, and I still can't put it down. It's such an amazing instrument, and I'd always wanted to learn as well. So when they told me, "Hey, you got to spend like 3 months playing Green Day songs," I was like, "Oh, poor me." So it was an absolute joy to get to learn these songs and try to play them to the best of my ability. First, thank you so much for two things. Your gracious and kind support and your compliments. They mean the world. This is my first big role. So, as an actor, you always want a role that resonates with people and that people want to talk about. So to be able to do that and then share that with you guys, this is so awesome, guys. Other thing, thank you for pointing out the connection to the Woodstock thing with the mud fight and the release of Nimrods. I did not know that. So now I'm gonna text like the cast and Lee, the director, and everybody, and just be like, "Darn, did you know this?" So sick. The whole entire experience, as soon as they dyed my hair green, I was off this planet. I was just a green-haired agent of chaos, just having so much fun. And that scene in particular was the best because we got to film in my hometown or my home state of Oklahoma. And that day, there were hundreds of extras. We were playing live concerts. There were skateboarders. There were mud fight scenes. And a lot of the people, a lot of extras on set were people that like I grew up with or were actors within my acting studio that I have out here in Oklahoma. And for me to have that experience alone was just absolutely surreal. But to be able to share that with people that when I go out to the grocery store or I go out for a bite to eat, maybe the waiter was somebody that was on set that day. And it's something you couldn't pay money for that type of experience. I'm so thankful. So the mud fight scene, that whole sequence, the mushroom trip, all of it was an absolute dream to bring to life. And then to do that and share it with my hometown of Oklahoma. What the is going on? Who said that you can live your dreams, but then live your dreams this hard? So I'm so thankful and I'm excited to continue to tell everybody else out there with the dream to keep freaking going because if my dumb face can accomplish any of these cool things, I know everybody else can accomplish anything they want. And Sabrina, I see a mushroom on your arm. That's cute. So
Yeah.
speaking of that and
Is it?
the scene, the big mudstock scene, and Fred has a mushroom trip, which it's in the trailer, so I'm not ruining too much. That was the scene where I understood Fred. And on the paper, on script, it might have seemed like, oh, that's just a funny scene. He's having a mushroom trip and being crazy. He can't see his hands. But for me as an actor, I'm always trying to find the humanity in my characters. And Fred says this line, it's in the trailer too, where he can't see his hands and he's just like, I just want to be seen, man. And whenever Fred said that line and I saw that in the script, I just want to be seen, man. I was like, I know you, Fred. I get you. You just need a hug. Probably stink a little bit, but I get you. I'm gonna give you that hug. I'm gonna love you so sincerely. And then Fred and I became one as soon as I saw that moment in the script. And then I never felt like Fred was something I had to become. I felt like he was always right here in my heart, and it was the absolute best. So yeah, the mud fight scene, the mud stock scene was so great. And according to Jenna Fisher, that's her favorite sequence and scene as well. Yeah, they're such pros. Everyone on this cast is way more experienced than me. Like this is my first real time on set, my first big experience. So I am in no place to give anybody advice on anything because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm figuring it out as we go. And being able to share that experience with such an amazing cast, it felt so great because any question I needed answered, anything that I might have had curiosity for, I didn't even need to ask a question because I had people around me just leading by example. And I'm so thankful. And the thing I'm most stoked about is having grown up playing in, garage punk, pop punk bands. I know how important that feeling is to have amongst your bandmates. It's you and your friends versus the world. You guys can speak your truth against anything, no matter what the odds are, no matter the big negative force that's in your life. You get to speak some truth to that power, and nobody can take that away from you. Like, I remember I was playing a punk show once at one of my friend's birthday party, and we pissed off one of the parents, and then they tried to come and unplug our instruments. I play drums. You're not unplugging my shit, so you just keep going. And that spirit of us versus the world, and you're not going to stop us. We're going to accomplish our dreams. That is exactly what we captured, and I'm so thankful I got to share that with Ryan and Mason. And it's there in movie history now. I'm so excited. Jacob Armstrong, the best human being on this planet. I didn't even really know who he was let me rephrase that. I knew exactly who he was. I wouldn't have known who he was because of how humble he is. You wouldn't think that he is the son of, one of rock's biggest icons ever because he's so grounded and humble and sincere, and he has no ego at all, which I think is a testament to, his parents. Adrian and Billy Joe are the loveliest people. Getting to meet them was an absolute dream. They welcomed me in with open arms. And yeah, Jacob is just so talented. I felt like I was cosplaying to try to be him and the Paradox and everybody else who are actual real rock stars. And then Jacob just took such great care of us, from writing the songs to if I had questions about guitar parts or any of these things, he would answer them. And I'm just so grateful for my friendship with Jacob. And yeah, I got to see him, yeah, yes, or the other day at the premiere, and him and his girlfriend are just the loveliest people. So Jacob, so much love to you, brother. I grew up, I dyed my hair green at 13 and I wanted to be Trey Cool. I spent hours trying to recreate those drum fills. So Babs, Uvula Who, are you kidding me? Like the snare at the start of that's just, I got a nut for fucking everything up. Ugh, those lyrics every time just get me going. The Grouch, I love that. Long View, because that was the first song I ever learned on bass, was Long View, and it was just a dream. I mean, you can't go wrong. Their whole catalog is just such a dream. And then Corvette Summer, I cannot get stuck out of my head. It's just in there. Ah, thank you guys for this amazing interview and the time. I'm so lucky that we got to connect over this and we got to write this love letter to you guys and the fans. Go see Nimrods instant theaters right now. I'm Kyler. I play Fred. Start a mosh pit, take your friends, drink some mushrooms. I don't know. Have fun. I love you guys.